Hey everyone, it's Spoony Bard here. I recently watched an anime called Terra Formars, and I enjoyed it so much that I tracked down the sequel, Terra Formars Revenge. Now, it was a 13 episode series that aired in the spring of 2016. It was a co production between the Season 1 animation studio, Leiden Films, and a company called Taiyo Animations, who is now called Umeda Company. More on that in a moment. The show starts off where the last season ended, which is the team's learning that Squad 4 has betrayed the mission and given intelligence about humans to the bugs. Squad 4 plans to eliminate the other squads to keep the valuable data that they've harvested on the bugs. And back on Earth, the world's leaders do pretty much nothing but talk until the final episode.
Good idea.
Something good about the show. Some of the new hybrids are cool. Squad 4 in particular has a new character introduced that has a hybrid with a bacteria, and she's able to kill thousands of bugs in a matter of seconds. The bugs themselves seem to be evolving. Last season, we saw them develop language, and this season furthers it with the development of writing. Their new leader seems to demonstrate a much greater degree of intelligence and logic than we've seen in any of the bugs up until this point. The season does end on a cliffhanger, which I thought was pretty cool.
Bad idea.
For the bad, I mean, where to begin? There's just so many things. The art has changed and not in a good way. As mentioned earlier, there's a new co-animation studio called Umeda that was involved with this. First off, the characters no longer look like themselves. I actually didn't recognize a couple of them at first. The action scenes are depicted differently. The level of violence is turned way down, and that has the effect of making the fight scenes feel dull and lacking the same energy as the first season. I've noticed animation recycled for a few scenes. This might be forgivable if not for all the other problems the show has. The worst thing, though, has to be the profound shift in tone. Gone is the bleak feeling of desperate survival against overwhelming odds. In its place, you get a more lighthearted show with thought bubbles and fan service. It's in the worst places, too. Like with Marvel movies, you get dramatic scenes that end up kind of undermined with crappy humor. The show was as bad as I had heard. What was at times an interesting story was absolutely ruined by its presentation. I would not be surprised if the reception of this is the reason it was followed by a couple OVAs rather than another full season. My hope would be that this series would get a full remake like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood somewhere down the line. I would recommend this to fans of the first show only with the disclaimer that it is extremely disappointing. If this was going to be your entry to the series, I would definitely tell you not to bother. Anyway, if you've seen the show, let me know what you think. Especially if you've seen those last couple OVAs, whether it's worth it for me to track it down or not. Hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.